race 6, the semi-final of the Brit. Sydney Rowing Club against Tideway Scullers School. Sydney Rowing Club there on the right-hand side, Steve Pell, Tom Gunton, Ed White, Mac Digman, with their coxswain, Kendall Brodie, hidden in the front of their boat. Tideway Scullers Schools, we've got Murray Wilcock, Rich Chambers, Daniel Dowman, William Fields and Richard McPhee. Their coxswain, here they go. Sydney Rowing Club, quick in this start. We've noticed they've gone a lot quicker to Tideway Scullers School in all their heats. So Tideway Scullers School, they are going to have to be brave today. But what I'm expecting to see is Sydney Rowing Club getting out fast, and it's going to be about it, holding on, grinding on for the local, we're going to call them at this point, club.
Yeah, and I think we've got Sydney Rowing Club here, who are the standout crew in this event so far. The times they're producing the opening rounds has been, you know, light and fast compared to anything else. It's just about Tideway Scullers staying in the race, staying hold of them. And as we see, you know, you've got coxswain in the kind of, this is the front loader position. They'll be kind of telling the crews where they are, but it's always difficult. Normally in rowing, you get to look at your opponents behind you. But for a coxswain in this position, they can't see anything. They can't even see in their peripheral vision where the crew is if they're in front. So it's going to be interesting to see how the coxswain and how the crew relay where they are to the cox during down the track.
Yeah, absolutely. They don't even have advantage of the progress boards, which the rowers can see as they go away. Those boards that go up on the boxes on the side of the course, we'll point them out later down the course, but right now let's point out the rowing. This is beautiful rowing by Sydney Rowing Club. They've had a lightning start fast every day, and they have taken advantage of it today. In fact, interestingly, they were 6 seconds quicker than Tideway's Scullers yesterday, which would have been 2 lengths lead, and that is nearly what we're looking at, Mark. Yeah, they've opened up a substantial lead very quickly there. Normally you wouldn't see a crew kind of lead out and get that much water that early, or open water. But, you know, I gather after last season when Sydney made it to the semi-final and got knocked out, they'll be looking to go one better today, and they want to kind of leave everything out there and leave it not to chances or that dash for cash at the end of the race. They want to get out front so they can watch the other crew and just relax and try and enjoy as they come through the stewards. Yeah, and this is the second-ranked Tideway Scullers boat. Tom Gale, their coach, has done a great programme there on the Tideway, as the name suggests. And, you know, what advice would Tom be giving his crew now? Well, he'd have told them, obviously, the times that they're seeing from yesterday. You know, he'd known that the Sydney crew would have gone off extremely quickly and had a lead, and he'd have told his crew to make sure you stay in there. So the process that they should have gone through, they should have tried to hold on to them. Sometimes it's difficult because a crew naturally has more speed than you, and there's nothing you can do about that. You can't impede somebody else. But he would have told them to give everything in that first section to make sure that they stayed in contention with the other crew. Yeah, absolutely. Tom Gunton and Ed White, the middle two, and the left-hand boats we're looking, you know, they had that pain last year, losing that race, and they will have been dreaming about this race, about revenge, if you like, for 362 days, and they're getting their opportunity on this semi-final day, and they are leaving nothing to chance. This is a fantastic performance by this crew that has travelled halfway around the world to be here at Henley Royal Regatta. They're here at day 4, and right now, if you were a betting man, Mark, they're going to be here on day 5. Yeah, and they've got a nice, comfortable lead there. They've got a cox steering them, so they don't have to worry about that. The cox is going to take care of that. And just that communication now, just to relax, enjoy it, just keep that flowing rhythm, not tighten up, you know, and just keep inching out every single stroke. And you know what I love about that shot there is you can just see all the people on the bank now. As the bank starts to fill up on a Saturday, it's going to be heaving down there later. The amount of people that come out on a Saturday to watch is incredible. Yeah, absolutely. I think yesterday, day 3, I don't think I've ever seen it so busy. A beautiful day, a little bit cooler, a little bit more comfortable, you might argue, and this wind that is chilling the competitors, but actually creating this headwind. And looking down at that water, you can see the waves upon it, and that is what the headwind does. The flag on the right-hand side, you can see how much it's moving, and you know, those athletes, the bowman, they'll be feeling it on their back. It will make this race feel long, but right now for Sydney Rowing Club, it won't be feeling long at all. They'll be feeling powerful, and they will be loving watching the other crew behind them, because this is the best thing about rowing. When you are ahead, you can see the other crew, and you know what you've done. And look at that gap, Mark. Sydney Rowing Club, you know, they are just moving and moving and moving. They're a different class in this particular race, and maybe this category, and this is for club athletes, and
The only problem with this particular event with club athletes, once you win it, you can't do it again. So that's what its uniqueness of the club events, that you get a chance to do it once, you win it, and then you move on to the intermediate events. So, you know, I'm sure most athletes will be happy winning Henley once. I know I was when I first won it. So they're really kind of stamping their authority on this. And look at that shot again as you look down the course towards the finish. You see people kind of feeling out to be having their picnics on the side of the river. Later on, we'll have people on boats attached to the booms on the side, and it's the only place you can get that close to the action.
I have to say, Mark, as an athlete, there's something that happens. What these guys are booking their place into is finals day, and what will happen for them tomorrow is you come down the course in your warm-up, and it is the most extraordinary feeling. I've never experienced it. What you raced in 2012 against the Dorney Roar, maybe that was close, but even there you warmed up in the warm-up lake in the quiet away. Here at Henley Royal Regatta on finals day, you come down the course, your supporters, your crowds, they're cheering you on, and then you disappear down the booths to that relative quiet at the start, and then it's all about what you can do in the final. But right now we're watching the semi-final of the the Brit Challenge Cup, and all the rowing is done by Sydney Rowing Club.
Yeah, and they've got a lovely sweeping river there, clear water now. They get to enjoy as they've done for the stewards' enclosure. You know, people will be shouting at them, you know, kind of egging them on, their friends, their family, who've travelled over to see them compete. And it's a beautiful place to be. You can just look back, and talking about the wind, you know, imagine if people that go to the gym, if you put your ergo or rowing machine on level 10, that's what it's like racing against the wind, where yesterday they were racing with a tailwind, with a follow wind. That's like putting it on 3 or 4. So that gives you some indication of how the different kind of the heaviness of the boat is in the different conditions. And
it is interesting for people who do go to the gym, because I'm sure, like you keep in shape. Like me, I try to keep in shape, and quite often in the gym I think 10 is the default setting, but as an international rower, 3 or 4, 5 is probably what we did most of our training on.
But it's the kind of mentality when people go to a gym, they always think you need to put it up to get stronger, get bigger, that sort of thing, or make it harder, where we're looking to be more dynamic. So yeah, between 3 and 5 is the normal kind of level that we would put it on as internationals, and even now I still put it on the same, and I don't class myself as training anymore, it's exercise. I go 2 or 3 now, I have to confess. But what you're looking there, you know, when an athlete does something well, they make it look really, really easy, and they make it look really, really simple. And what you can see is easy, simple rowing for this Sydney Rowing Club. They are absolutely scorcher. The way they can get out the blocks in this Cox 4 is giving them a real advantage. And we'll find out who they're racing later between Lee and Thames. But believe me, they're going to be watching these pictures, and I think they're going to be, you know, knowing that whoever gets through tomorrow, they are going to have Sydney Rowing Club, who are on great form to compete against in the Britannia Challenge Cup final. And here they come, Tideway Scullers School. Fantastic regatta for them. They're going to have to come back next year. Yeah, and that was a tough race for them there. You know, they lost to the bigger crew, the faster crew. But, you know, when they debrief their race, it would depend on, you know, did they go out and attack it in the way they want to and go for the processes. And if they did and they weren't fast enough, then you have to put your hands up and just say, we weren't good enough today.